Ancient Aliens was released in 2016, and it has been widely regarded as one of the greatest Doom megawads in recent history. Back to Saturn X, Eternity, which I really need to get back to someday, and more have set the standard for a modern Doom megawad, but from what I've played so far, Ancient Aliens seems to be the most creative and experimental of the lot. Today we'll take a look at the first episode of Ancient Aliens, because yes, this Doom 2 megawad is split up into 3 episodes with 10 levels each. I loved that Eternity was split up into episodes, little chunks that you can play one at a time, and I also think it's great that Ancient Aliens is organized this way. I prefer the episode format of Doom 1 way more than the long, consecutive Doom 2 campaign. While yeah, you can take breaks anytime you want in the single 32 map run, I just find the episode format easier to process. Another benefit of having different episodes is how you can shape each one thematically, and Ancient Aliens takes advantage of this. Episode 1 is set in the desert, with tightly designed challenge maps, but once you reach episode 2, the WAD takes place in outer space, featuring a cooler color palette. With that in mind, Ancient Aliens immediately gets a thumbs up from me, and we haven't even checked out a map yet. So our journey begins in the beautifully designed desert by the WAD's lead author, Skillsaw. We enter this ancient temple and holy fuck, we are thrust into battle straight away with a cyber demon firing rockets into our faces. Going into Ancient Aliens, I knew that it would be a tough set of levels, but I didn't expect a cyber demon in the first one. This is a surprising and enthralling opener that excites players about seeing the rest of the megawad. When you pick up the essential items at the beginning, like the Berserk and the Megasphere, they spawn in monsters behind you just so you can't slip away that easily from the Cyber Demon's rockets. This is brutal placement, but I love it. The section with the Hell Knight and Revenants when you flick this elevator switch is pretty chaotic as well, and it's a fun little set piece that keeps you on your toes. Map 1 really gives players an idea of the WAD's difficulty and pace. Map 2 starts out more calm than the previous level, which is what the player needs after that Cyber Demon onslaught. However, that's not to say that Ancient Aliens takes it easy on you, since even in the opening section, there's a couple of hostile traps. When you grab the Berserk, there's a Revenant that rushes in to punch you square in the face. Plutonia-esque monster closets and crowded demon encounters are featured in the map when you press various switches, and I'm a fan of it. The reskinned Mancubus is introduced in level 2, and although I'm not sure why they decided to update the sprite, I think it looks good nonetheless. The new Mancubus death animation is my favorite part of his redesign. The way that his belly gets sliced open and you see his entrails drooping on the ground is gruesome but fantastic at the same time. The red key trap is the highlight set piece of the level, I guess, with a handful of monster closets opening up containing Revenants, Shotgunners, and a Mancubus. Unfortunately, this section doesn't pose much of a threat at all, and leaves players wanting more from the encounter. Still though, Map 2 is an appropriate follow-up to the first level, and I like it quite a bit. The third level opens with an ominous message: run, hide, or die. The spiders never stop. I thought this was just here for atmospheric purposes, but no, the Arachnotrons featured in the level will keep spawning in after you kill one. The player needs to be quick to avoid their projectiles, and I love how there's a constant threat of being sniped by them in the level. Whenever you turn your back on an Arachnotron turret to open a door or activate a switch, you're always trying to be mindful of their projectiles, and it's brilliant map design. One of my favorite moments early on is when you lower this platform down and there's a chain gunner / Revenant combo ready to ambush you. However, when you activate one of these, there's another platform behind you that triggers as well, containing more chain gunners and Revenants. That is pretty dickish, but I think it really works. Anyway, level 3 turns fairly easy combat encounters into daunting situations due to the Arachnotron projectiles, and it makes players act quicker to avoid their attacks. Brilliant idea and execution. Level 4 throws you into the deep end again with a pair of archviles situated up on high towers. Now this level and the previous one feature the same basic concept of placing deadly enemies that can attack you from all corners of the map. That being said, you can actually kill the archviles by blowing up the group of barrels surrounding them later on in the level. And let's face it, that's the most satisfying part of all. Another cyber demon shows up in map 5 and you'll be avoiding him for most of the level. Your goal is to run around this small battlefield, pick off the weaker monsters and gear yourself up for the cyber demon if you decide to kill him. Of course you have the occasional traps, like when you grab this soul sphere, and when you collect the blue key to continue on with the level. I like these set pieces and they make the level way more engaging, but map 5 is a little too cobbled together and it's just lacking something to me. The next level starts off with a bang, as a barrage of hit scanners swarm you. The ground sinks, revealing more of the map, and I think this level is superb. As you make your way further and further down, the more dangerous enemies start to pop up, and the pacing here is extremely solid. The Archvile section later on in the map is definitely the highlight. As you run across the terrain chasing after them, you see all of the dead corpses you killed from earlier, and you think to yourself, fuck, I do not want them to resurrect all of these guys. It's a climactic moment in the battle, and I love the chaotic nature of this map as a whole. Map 7 hits the ground running, literally as you're running across these platforms and killing bad guys frantically. The level's pace slows down considerably though as you're slogging through these cacodemons, and then you're searching for keys at the bottom of this map. You need all 3 keys to open the level exit door, and yeah, this one isn't really for me. I think some people might like the symmetry of this map and might enjoy its slower pace, but it doesn't hook me like the rest of the episode. Some of the combat encounters are cool, like the room with the horde of barons and the Arachnotron sniper at the top, and then when you're done with that, the Arachnotron lowers down and the Archviles appear as well. This is the best bit of the level, but apart from that, this one doesn't do much for me. We've reached the most ambitious level so far in Ancient Aliens, Map 8. There's plenty to discover here, and if you're into the more exploration-based level design, you'll get a real kick out of this map. I love the set pieces that take place inside of the spaceships, with the second being downright barbaric with the Archvile and Spectre combination. Once you get out of the UFO, there's a monster ambush just waiting for you, which is sadistic but enjoyable at the same time. The more I look back at this map, the more I think fondly of it. Yeah, I got kinda lost a little bit because I couldn't locate a switch, and certain areas blend together for me, but the standout moments hold it all together. The Nectar Flow is a direct homage to the Mucus Flow by BPRD, and despite its long length, I don't find this level particularly memorable. There's a metric fuckton of hit scanners to chop down, but that's about it. On the other hand, the final level of the episode is excellent and the environments look beautiful. The section where you get bombarded by the Archviles in this garden setting is great too, along with every other set piece in the level pretty much. Ancient Aliens Episode 1 is consistently entertaining, creative, and vibrant. Most of the levels are pretty damn good, and I'm excited to see what Episode 2 has in store. With that said, we push on into outer space next time.